G'day, almost the end of the year. A big thank you for following my channel. In fact, a huge Merry Christmas to you. In this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of how much, how far, how long, I want to cover a topic about camping and toilets and how to keep the environment clean with that all mixed in together. So, let's go. Let me tell you about the Funny Dunny. This is a luxury to take whether you're forward driving or camping. It is designed around a fold-up table. Position your bot over that and it is total luxury. How does the Funny Dunny work? It works like this. You grab a shovel, you go to where you're going to do what you're going to do, mark out a little area. Now don't make the hole, you're going to dig a hole, make certain that the ground is not too hard. If you make the hole too big, then this will sit inside it. You do not want that, believe me. Make the hole about yay deep. You place this straddled across that hole. You then luxuriate yourself. Once you've done what you came out here to do, then you'll need some of this. Tear a couple of strips off, and if you're a cruncher, crunch it up. If you're a folder, fold it all nice and neat. Then when you're finished with it, rather than just throw it in the hole, you take one area and you'll grab a lighter and you'll light the bottom of the paper and drop it into the hole. It may all burn, it may not. You then grab your shovel, cover it over. Why have I described all this? Apart from the luxury of this Funny Dunny, the most important part is the lighting of the paper. It stops it blowing all around the countryside. On my recent visit to the Simpson Desert, there was that paper everywhere. So if you can, make the effort, we'll all appreciate it. First of all, you'll need to take toilet roll. Next you'll need to take baby wipes, just for the, whatever. And a lighter to light your used toilet roll. And here's a slight variation, Vaseline or petroleum jelly. What? What you do is you take the little strap off the toilet paper, roll out 2 or 3 sheets of, and with the Vaseline, a generous amount in here to wipe through the Vaseline. So you're now going to have toilet paper and a fair amount of Vaseline on it. It's now a fire lighter. After you've dug your hole, you pop this in and secure it so it doesn't blow away. Maybe a little bit of dirt, or preferably not a tree or a branch, otherwise you'll have a bushfire on your hands. Pop that down there. Do what you've got to do. Then, once all that's done, you grab your lighter and you light the bottom now fire lighter. It'll flare up and it'll burn for a little while. It'll then burn your used toilet paper, getting rid of everything except for anything that's not toilet paper, and then it's all gone. All the toilet paper's all gone. You then get your hole, fill it in with the dirt that you've taken out, all nice and tidy. It's probably a good idea to leave a bit of a mound if you can, because then other people walking in the bush say, "Oh, mound, think I know what's there, I'm not going there." And there you have it. And obviously the other thing you need will be your baby wipes, and that's pretty obvious. I have a little bag of goodies to help you out with some of the potential challenges you can have in this Funny Dunny scenario. Number 1, you can always have gloves so you don't have to deal with all the touching or getting close to your business. Now, I wouldn't suggest these. These are washing up gloves. I'd probably, just because they have loose components all over the place, you don't want that. I would probably suggest the ones that are the mechanics use, or the doctors. They're usually blue or green and they're quite a tight fit. Once you use them, it's more things to throw away, but if you're really worried about getting in that area of your body, maybe that's the choice. Another way to get rid of your waste, go to the supermarket, any of the big supermarkets, and get these bags. They're called mushroom bags. What about if you got one of these or a few of these, and then on your camping holiday, you put your paper in there, however many pieces you need, and then you fold it up. Then you can burn all of this. You don't have to even have a look at it. Obviously there's more to burn, but at least you don't have to deal with it. Since we're talking about the luxury of outdoor camping and using these facilities, multi-purpose wipes. So we've used the paper, and this is just the total refinement. It's like having a bidet, one of those water fountains, only a little less aggressive, and you can add these to your paper that you're throwing out and burning. Another thing you can do for cleaning up the environment, this is not necessarily after the bathroom facilities. You buy one of these, they're about $7 or something like that from most places like a hardware store. It just saves you having to deal with it. But you'd be surprised, I do it from time to time, pull over the side of the road, place look really bad, or if you're pulling over where it says the truck is, you're allowed to park your car in a caravan or whatever, it says, yeah, park here. But there was just paper everywhere. This is just an example of it. And yeah, you don't have to use your hands. Just pop it in there. Especially straws, you probably can't see that. That plastic is awful for the environment. And yeah, they call these, apparently they call them, I think they're called paper butterflies or something. Nice nickname, but awful pollution. And yeah, doesn't take long. You don't have to fill up the bag, but it's just doing the right thing because even pick up a can, 10 cents. I don't think so. Yeah, but that gives you a rough idea, and that only took probably less than a minute. And yeah, you've done the right thing by the environment, right thing by the next person that's coming through, and even yourself, because you now can appreciate its beautiful countryside. How's this? I just wanted to mention it. I'm staying in a little town called Dunny, and to clean up their town, what they did was they dedicated one cafe to, it was 3 for 1. So if you brought in 3 pieces of rubbish into that cafe, they'd give you a free cup of coffee. Now, local people didn't tend to abuse it, so the local people would actually go out and do a bit of a general clean up themselves on the side of the highway, around town, all the places they could think of, just to make it a beautiful town. Sure, they go in and get their free cup of coffee, but what a great incentive. So if any of the councillors watching this, or anybody who's got some sort of power, you could introduce the same 3 for, or maybe you could say 50% off your coffee if you bring in 5 pieces of rubbish. I think it's a great idea. Here's a random tip. Often you'll go out, this is both in the caravan or the tent or the trailer, whatever you've got this. Look at this. How many times you put it in, put it away somewhere, and this is all flapped, so you've got to throw away 2 or 3 squares of it. But with this little trick, what you do is you put the strap around the toilet paper, and as the toilet paper gets smaller and smaller, there's a little steel thing here. You pull it taut, and now it's kind of quite tight around the toilet paper, and then you're not wasting. Random tip while I think of it. The old classic milk bottle or fruit juice bottle is ideal for having in your caravan or your tent, camper trailer, just for night calls. Sadly, it's only for guys, and it's pretty obvious what you do, and then it just saves you going out in the cold and digging holes and walking out to the local toilet, etc. Put big crosses over it, because at the middle of the night, you might find that it does look a little bit like an orange juice container, and you certainly wouldn't want to be drinking out of it. There you go. Random tip. Whee! Well, that's a wrap for this video, all about outside toilet facilities and keeping the environment clean. Just before I go on, how's this? Your classic gum tree. I went to a Christmas party yesterday and they chopped off a big branch off their farm, put it there instead of the old pine tree. Smell was great. It was almost 3 weeks old and hardly started to brown at all. How Australian. Love it. In the future videos, I'll be talking about tips and tricks for caravanning, four-wheel driving and camping, and I'm sure that will help you. Don't forget that little subscribe thing. I know I keep pushing it, but I would love you to subscribe. And until then, this is Four Wheel Drive, signing off.